I recently moved to St. Paul. And by recently, I mean last summer. My friends/roommates gave me fair warning that it was going to get cold in winter, but after a few months in tank tops and sleeper shorts, I didn't listen. I rarely do. It's something I need to work on. It's the main reason that I, along with 10 pounds of cold weather clothing, were trudging along the sidewalk to get home. I didn't listen to my roommates, and here I was, looking like a dumbass that was gonna die off when the real snow hit. Due to not having a car of my own, I had to take 2 buses and a train to get to work and back home. Not ideal, but hey, at least I'm employed. After crossing the road and almost falling on my ass twice, I was on my way. Snow clung in gray chunks around my pant legs. The sidewalk hadn't been plowed again, so I had to just kick-drag my legs through the 6 inches before me. Thank God my shoes are non-slip, even if they don't keep out the cold for crap. Snow's beautiful when you're inside with hot cocoa, and not in it while facing a negative 6-degree wind chill. It looks like an inverted night sky, or a sugar truck exploded and left glittering shit everywhere. I'd moved to this city from a southern state. Of course I hated the cold. Especially when it doesn't get work cancelled unless the temperature drops below negative 40. But you're not listening to this because of my love-hate for it. I'm sure as hell not talking about it because of the white stuff. I'm talking about it because of what I heard about a third of the way home the other day. Usually I listen to music on my walk home. This day was no exception. Music gives me a beat to walk to, which eases the cold walk home. The next song hadn't even started when I heard something through the earbuds. A sharp, sad, keening cry. I paused and pulled out an earbud. I knew that noise. A few seconds later, the noise came again. I'd seen enough abandoned kitten rescue videos on YouTube to know that noise by heart. And my heart sank. Poor thing. This weather was murder on me in 10 pounds of gear. A tiny kitten was dead in the water if left in this. Honestly, would any of you turn your back on the sound of a kitten in the cold? The walk was a bit out of my way, but I had a kitten on my mind. If I could help it, maybe I'd be able to get my landlord to say yes to a 3rd cat. I mean, pet fee or no, who can turn down a kitten? It wasn't long before the mule happened again. Closer and on my left. I'd found a neighborhood, near to a small patch of woods. Shit, had someone dumped a kitten back there? Jesus Christ, some people, I swear. Down a slope as tall as I was, I found the source of the noise. It lay in a backyard, connected to a condemned house. A rather large tree stood off-center before the woods itself. It was more of a copse of trees than woods. Hell, I could see the other neighborhood through the trees. Stepping into the snow not even at knee level, I cooed at the sight before me. There, curled into a tiny ball of fur on the tree's roots, was a tiny calico kitten. So tiny she could fit into my coat pocket. Hell, I was halfway to removing my scarf to wrap her up in when I stopped. The longer I looked at the scene before me, the less I felt welcomed in this empty, wooded yard. There were no paw prints in the snow. Not even from birds or squirrels. Also, why had the kitten decided to curl up in the open? The little thing looked old enough to know to seek shelter. There was a porch not far from where it lay. That's not what was making this feel off, though. Those things on their own are weird, but not enough to make the hairs on my arms stand up, and my back prickle with fear sweat. Staring at the kitten didn't help me figure out what the hell was going on, but... Wait a second. I had figured it out. The kitten wasn't moving. At all. Not even breathing. It couldn't be dead, though. It had made a noise just a moment ago. I took a step forward, pulling down my hood and scarf to give me better vision. A fake kitten. The fur looked real, but the ears weren't right. I didn't see it before, but I was only a few steps away now. A fake kitten with actual kitten noises played nearby in a semi-secluded area where the main road is well out of view. Instinct kicked in, along with a spike of adrenaline. Get away, now. I felt eyes on me. I'd gotten used to that sensation since moving in with roommates who own a cat who never seems to blink and watches my every move. Outside of the house, this felt 100 times worse. It happened so quickly, but it felt like slow motion. Another mule, behind the kitten. Run. Movement past a fake kitten. Run. A vague silhouette made out of camouflage, standing slowly and facing me. Run. I turned on my heel and bolted from the small clearing. The thunk of something embedding itself into wood, too close to my head for anyone's comfort. Run. I stumbled up the hill and ran for the sidewalk. Fuck this. Fuck everything about this. I made it home, scaring the shit out of one of my roommates. By the time she got me to stop heaving and crying, I told her what happened. The noises, the kitten, the camo person. She called her wife, Sandy, at work to tell her what happened. The moment Sandy got home, she wanted details. I didn't see the house's address, but I could take her to the place. My frantic footprints helped locate it. Same abandoned house, same clearing, but the kitten was gone. The only footprints other than my own were ones that looked as big as my dad's, leading to the tree where the kitten lay, and back into the woods. Sandy let me stay up by the road to keep me from losing my shit all over again. It wasn't long before that plan went out the window. Sandy called up to me from the clearing. "Bunny, come here." I was cautious going back into that yard. Looking around, Sandy was by a tree nearer to the walkway. She pointed at a hole in a tree, maybe an inch from missing the tree altogether. "You got your pocket knife?" I handed it over, and Sandy began to dig out the shiny thing in the hole. After a minute of her digging, and me looking for anything out of the ordinary, she popped something out. It sat in her palm, and she poked it with the blade tip. "What's this look like to you?" "What?" "Your dad hunts, right? This look familiar at all?" I picked up the shiny, sharp, pointed blade. Blood pounded in my ears as it became clear. Expandable blade. Holy shit, Sandy. Holy shit, Dad uses these on deer. Those things were vicious on internal organs. "We gotta go, Sandy. We gotta go!" Sandy grabbed my arm and dragged me out of the yard back to the sidewalk. I dropped the blade on the way, but I didn't care. I wanted to get the hell away from there, and Sandy was making sure of that. Once back on the sidewalk, she turned me to her, face serious. "Bunny, did you see who shot at you?" "No." "Anything? I saw camo in the trees and ran." The police have been informed and they are keeping this under wraps. It's not something they want people to worry about. Hell, I don't think they believed what we told them. Someone lured me into the woods using a fake kitten and tried to kill me with a bow and arrow? No evidence but a hole in a tree that looked suspiciously like it was carved with a knife? St. Paul is a big place. and so is Minneapolis. The police have bigger things to deal with. I, however, give a shit about your survival in the Twin Cities. The snow's not the worst thing out here. If you're walking along Jessamine Street, heading towards or near Como, stay on the sidewalk. If you think you hear a kitten crying out above the wind, call animal control. Someone's hunting in St. Paul. And they aren't after deer for their freezer.